Alright, this is my last test. Just trying with the one last addition on the bottom bar there. I think this is going to look pretty good. Or it's going to look cluttered as fuck. So we shall see. I'm just looking at it on the phone. Alright, it's kind of busy, but I mean, it gives you something to look at while me and Dave are just kind of blabbering on. I mean, you can still see us just fine. Yeah, I think it's going to work out. I think it's going to be alright. Alright, good shit. Hey, Solski, my man, what's up? Testes, testes. 1, 2, 3. Hey, Bronco Fett! This is the last test of the night. I just had to, as you can see, I made one more addition to the bottom of the screen there. And yeah, just making sure everything works. We should be good for tomorrow night. I'm guessing about 6:15 p.m. I don't get out of work until 4:30. It takes me about an hour to get home. And then I'll shove my face full of food really quick, and then Dave and I will record. So, yeah. But yeah, it looks good. How was the Comic-Con? Saw the pictures. I see you were in your full garb again, which is pretty awesome. Which now I'm kind of upset you didn't wear that to the studio. What the fuck? So, feed the pig. Yes, feed that pig. So, if you guys don't know what Podbelly is, I mean, we're going to explain it on the show tomorrow, but you're my boys, so I'll let you guys know now. It's my friend Brent Van Tassel, who he and I are old childhood friends. He does the Sofa King podcast, which is actually pretty big now. He's kind of starting this little side venture, like aside from the Sofa King podcast, without those guys, and he's doing a podcast network. It's kind of a uncomfortable to sit in. It's got to be easy to take a crap though. You just kind of lift it up, and anyway, or you could just crap your pants and nobody will ever know. You just keep walking. And but anyway, Brent created. He's been working on this Podbelly network for over a year now, and it's going to be just a conglomeration of podcasters and kind of a way to share each other's content, like pimp each other, and yeah, so that's kind of where we are with that. He's been working on it forever. It's finally launched. I think the website is podbelly.com. I'll have more info by tomorrow. But and yeah, like I said, Brent, he's an old friend of mine. He and I were friends. I think we met back in middle school, and our parents were friends, and we knew each other back in middle school and high school. And I bumped into him every once in a while over the years. And when he found out I was podcasting when I was doing my old Magic the Gathering podcast, he got really interested. He's like, hey man, I've been kind of thinking about starting a podcast too. And he started telling me about the Sofa King thing, and they started, and man, they fucking blew up. He's really good at networking his show. Like, Dave and I are not nearly as good as promoting all things Star Wars, but you know what, I kind of like our smaller, more hardcore audience anyway. I don't need big download numbers. It's like we said before, we're not trying to monetize this thing. We're not trying to live off of this thing. We're doing it as a hobby, and it's good to have guys like you to interact with. So, Sports Pod still on for football season? Oh, of course. I don't know how often we're going to do it. It's something Dave and I need to talk about. Really, a lot of it's just time management, you know, figuring out the time. If we do it, it'll probably be back-to-back recordings, I would think, on like Monday nights or like Sunday Monday kind of deal. And really, it's all dependent on Dave. I live here, so all I have to do is walk from the house into this room. Though I do get busy with the gym and work and all that, but I think things are kind of starting to plateau a little bit. Although I'm going away for a week and a half, starting September 11th. Never forget, through the 20th, I think. So I won't be here in the studio, so there won't be any recording then. But otherwise, we should be on a fairly regular recording session again. Yes, Brady, we're doing this again. I had to do one last test. Added the Patreon. Hold on. Ooh, oh, hold on. Ooh, the Patreon right there. You see that where my finger's pointing? I added that one little bit, and then I just wanted to test it. And then Don jumped in and Tom jumped in and now you're here. So now we're just bullshitting. So, and for anybody who's not familiar with the channel, they're coming in here like, what the fuck is going on? Is this like a real thing? Typically it is, but yeah, we're doing it live. Oh, Solsky. It's not going to happen, bro. It's not going to happen. You guys might as well just give me the freaking crown now. Yes, press that like button. Oh, wait. This is going to take some getting used to, the second camera. Anyway, but yeah, that's all. I just wanted to test it, wanted to fire it up one more time. Glad you guys all hopped in. That was pretty cool. But yeah, that's it. I got the audio recording fixed too, so now we're gonna be able to record audio. We're working on a completely new machine, by the way. So we've been using my wife's old Mac since the beginning of the podcast for the first 114 episodes, but now we're going to my new laptop. I bought this thing last year when I went down to Texas. So we're going to use it to record the audio, to stream using OBS, and that's that. We need to do this more often. Yes, we should. It is therapeutic. Maybe I'll start doing like a solo show. I don't know. Dave might get offended if I start doing stuff on our channel without him, but I mean, come on. Does anybody really care? You know, I could come on here with a really quick ranty topic. Doesn't even have to be Star Wars related. I got the air conditioner on, so if you're hearing that noise, that's what that is, because it's hot out here today. Which, I mean, for the most part, I haven't really minded the heat this year. As I'm getting old and my body is decaying, it's becoming more used to the hot weather and starting to really hate the cold weather more and more, so yeah, it's whatever. What else? What else is going on in the world that we probably wouldn't talk about tomorrow? Trying to think. Oh, my in-laws left today, so I think we mentioned on the show that my in-laws, every summer, they park their RV in our driveway. They're normally here, from about April to September, so they just left this morning. So they pulled the RV out, and they're, heading back to Arizona because they're retirees. And they got a house in Arizona. They come up here for the summer because I would imagine Arizona this time of year is probably pretty fucking miserable, even for an old decrepit guy like me. Rather be cold than hot. See, you say that now, though you're almost my same age, Brady. What are you, like mid-30s, 35-ish? Just wait. It was about like 38 is when I lost all tolerance for the cold. And it's like, fuck this. How many football ticks? For my sister-in-law. They're there, by the way. They're in Boise. Boise. So, yeah, I'll ask them. I mean, I would imagine it's just going to be the two of them. They've got really young kids that they probably wouldn't take to a game. But yeah, if there's, like, a game that you can get them, like, cheap or free tickets, let me know. And I'll let them know. And 37 in a row? You're 37 years old. That's good. Yeah, so give it another couple years, and you might see things a little bit differently. Oh, Boise. I haven't lived in. So I got out to Jersey in 1996. I was 19 years old at the time, about to turn 20, and born and raised in California. So I'd seen snow once in my life, up to the point where I joined the Air Force. And I get out to New Jersey in October of 96, and that first winter, like I was there for about a month before they moved me to the graveyard shift, which was 11 at night to 7 in the morning. And that first winter rolled around, and oh my God, what a just shock to the system for this California boy who was not used to this whatsoever. I can remember being out on the flight line working on an engine, like trying to change a sensor on an engine. My hands are so cold, they're numb, I can't feel them. I'm like trying to like do stuff, and I can't move my hands. It was Yeah, it was bad. But then I got used to it, and I actually, I like the snow. I like winter. I like fall, especially out here. I really love the fall. But God, when we get into like the January, February time frame where things have been cold for a while, and it's just like everything's just like one solid block of fucking ice. The ground is like hard as a rock, even though it's normally like soft grass, and it's just you get to that point and you're just so fucking miserable. It's like, kill me! I don't want to be here anymore. My God, Tom, we have crossed paths so many times and just like missed each other over the years. It's very unfortunate. Yeah, I would imagine it's probably the same thing. Like you're out there in the kind of, I guess working on cars, you might be in a garage, but yeah, you're still outside and you're just trying to like hold tools, and it's just ugh. And then born in California, Japan, California, New Mexico, Florida, New Mexico, back to Florida. so, so for the most part, yeah, you were a warm weather kid, and then somehow you ended up in Michigan. How'd you end up in Michigan, by the way? Have we had this conversation? Was it the military, or was it a woman? That's why I'm still in Jersey. So, but yeah, Tom, it's so weird because I know you've mentioned you've been through California a lot and through Bakersfield, and like we kind of always missed each other. It was pretty weird the way that's worked out. But now that I have in-laws in Idaho, we're probably gonna make our way there at least once to visit. So we'll definitely have to get together at some point. Let's see what else. My kid's mom. See, woman. Michigan will eat your soul. That's good. All right. Well, I think I got to get back in. I got one more thing to do tonight before I start getting ready for bed. Oh, I got to take my pill tonight too. I'm taking my Ambien tonight. I slept like shit last night. I got maybe 3 hours of sleep last night. And I was thinking about it about the time I went to bed. I stayed up a little bit later last night because I was sick the day before, so I slept in yesterday morning until like 8 or 9. And I'm thinking last night, should I take an Ambien? Nah, I'm still a little under the weather. I'm sure I'll fall asleep pretty easily. No. And then by the time I realized I'd been laying there for 2 hours, I'm like, fuck, I should have taken that Ambien. But it was too late now. It was like 2 in the morning or something. So I'm like, no, because then I'd sleep in until noon, and bad news. So I'm going to take an Ambien tonight, probably within the next hour, actually. Is it really 7 o'clock already? Shit. A Patreon tier. The Patreon stuff is up. Can you guys see the website, by the way? If you go to patreon.com/ATSW podcast, can you see our page? It hasn't officially launched yet. Oh, this should be one of the tiers? Hey, I told Dave, I pitched that to Dave, like doing a second show if we get, like if we fill up the all 3 slots of the highest tier, to do a second show, to do one that's just bullshitting, like no Star Wars. Like this will be the sidebar cantina episode where it's just we go off on sidebars and just talk about whatever, interact with you guys in the chat. Yes, this banter, it's good stuff. In Idaho, you can hide easily, quickly from anybody, even the cops. It's only 5 Yes, Tom, we know. Yeah, but anyway, somebody fire up a browser and just go to patreon.com/ATSW podcast and just see if you can see the page and see the tiers and everything. Even though we haven't officially launched, I'll probably click the launch button as soon as Dave gets here tomorrow. Talking ATSW with ATSW. Bill Maher does a 10-minute chat after the main show. Oh, he does? Oh, that's cool. I've always liked Bill Maher. I've always thought he was fucking great. All right, I might have to give Idaho a real chance then. All Q&A. I mean, would you guys run out of questions after a few weeks of that? I mean, I'd be willing to do it. Trust me, it's whatever you guys want to do. Sorry, my ankle really itches. Remember when I mentioned on the show like 2 weeks ago that I thought I had like a flesh-eating bacteria on my foot. Well, it's really just like a massive scab now. Thankfully, the open sore has gone away, but now it just itches. So, anyway, I appreciate it, Brady. And again, like, we're not looking for a lot. Like, really, it's just we just want to keep the lights on, basically. I put the higher tiers in there just in case, like, somebody has all kinds of money to burn. Like, I know you got kids and family and everything, and I wouldn't expect anything like that from you. But I mean, we're really just trying to keep the highest level of hosting service, our Google Drive, which saves all of our files, and then really just anything extra that we got, we would just pour right into the show. And really, I'm for all of this stuff. Dave's the one who's like a stickler for some of this shit. He's like, well, I don't know. So, fuck it. I'll do everything by myself. I don't care. It's called Overtime. Yes. Section of the conversation. No, that's maybe a tier that could be a guest spot on the show. That actually is one of the tiers. The highest tier, the one that we're only given 3 away of, is a guest spot on the show. I'm glad this can be therapy for you, Brady. So how are you feeling, by the way? Like, you made a awfully cryptic post on Facebook a couple days ago, and I never know how to respond to that kind of stuff. But I will tell you, I feel that way a lot myself. In fact, I don't even know if I should say this, but I've had some really low lows over the years, and I'll just say this. If it wasn't for The Force Awakens, I might not even be here right now. I'll just say that. I'll elaborate at another time, but 2015 was such a shitty year for me, to the point where the only thing keeping me going was knowing that this new Star Wars movie was coming out in December. And thank God I kind of got over my hump by then. Because I mean, I don't know, man. I was in bad shape. Like, you could ask my wife, you could ask Dave. Like, 2015 was a terrible, terrible year for me, mentally, like my mental state. And the thing that really kind of kept me going was Star Wars, of all things. And it was just knowing that this new movie was coming. I'd seen like the first trailer, maybe 2 trailers, and I'm like, this is gonna be fucking incredible. I cannot wait. And I'm just going to push through all this shit because, if nothing else, I want to see this, before I die. And then by the time December rolled around, I'd kind of come out of my funk, and I had actually started making changes in my life. Like, I had found my new job at that point, and I had started to make some other changes in my life, getting healthy, exercising, eating better. And by the time I saw Force Awakens for the first time, it was kind of like, and everything is okay again. So, yeah, it's... we all have moments like that, and it's hard to talk about, I know. But yeah, we're all there, and we're all here for each other. So take that for what it's worth. Post-movie December 19th, we should all do... Yes, that would actually be pretty awesome. Like, initial reactions kind of thing. I mean, obviously, Dave and I are going to have to do, like, our full-on... I'm wearing these things backwards. Our full-on review. Probably the next day after it comes out. And then, yeah, I don't know what we could do as far as like a live chat. I mean, I guess it really depends on what time we're all seeing it too. Like, it would probably just have to be the next day. Damn, you too, Don? Fuck. Well, I mean, again, you gotta find something to grab onto, some type of hope to get you through, because that's really what it's all about. I mean, I don't know what it is, but I've seen it happen to me. I've seen it happen to other people, where you get into this mental state where you can't be happy about anything, you can't be excited, like your brain just will not let you, and it's so frustrating. And I mean, you got to know that you eventually get over it. And that's the problem with with like suicide in the country today. A lot of people get into that slump, and they they can't see any hope, and it eventually just eats them alive inside, to where they feel like there is no hope, and ending it is just the better solution, which is not, because if that person had maybe just waited another week or so, they might have finally gotten out of it. Because that's the weird thing, like, at least for me, is every once in a while, I get into those funks, but if I just wait it out long enough, I'll just eventually work my way out of it. Either by being active and actively trying to combat it, or sometimes, you just gotta wait it out, and it fucking sucks. I feel like I'm babbling a little bit now, so I don't know if this makes any sense. But yes, it too shall pass. Yeah, and in winter, we talked about that before. Just the deep freezes. They man. And I don't know how you guys do it in Michigan, because I'm pretty sure it gets fucking colder out there than it does here in Jersey. Army injuries too. Yeah, physical injuries can do that as well. Because if you're injured physically, it can prohibit you from doing other things, and that can affect your mental state. So yeah, it's a combination of a lot of things. Yeah, and hopefully the day comes where we can all meet somewhere, be it in Florida for Galaxy's Edge, or I don't know, somewhere. But yeah, no, that'd be great if we could ever manage to have a bigger get together. Oh, you get it longer. So when does it start getting like pretty frigid out there in Michigan? Like, to the point where shit, I gotta wear a jacket and maybe even like something to cover my face so my nose and my mouth don't freeze. No red meat. Oof, that's tough. Like, honestly though, there've been times, because my wife doesn't like red meat. It's not that she can't have it; she just doesn't like it, and she primarily cooks with things like chicken, pork, stuff like that. And we've gone, a couple of years where she hasn't made anything with red meat. Now, granted, I still go to like fast food places every once in a while, which has plenty of red meat in their food, but it is possible. Yeah, steaks are good though. Mid-November to December. Yeah, it fluctuates here in Jersey. Lately, it's been starting later. It's been starting in like December, but we've had December days that have been kind of warm, like 60, 70 degrees sometimes here in Jersey lately. I remember this was like 2 or 3 years ago. It was like 70 degrees on Christmas Day. I'm like, what the hell is going on out here? Though we all know what's going on out here. But it also feels like it's staying colder longer. So instead of it just, getting warmer for a little part of the year, it's shifted like to the right. So now it doesn't really start getting really cold until December, January, but it stays colder longer until like fucking May, and it sucks. I mean, Peter. Yeah, no problem. He's blocking the trash can though, so we're gonna have to move the trash can now, which you guys can't see anyway. So yeah, it's irrelevant. Salmon's good. I like salmon, though. I've had some salmon that's like really like dry and nasty. It's got to be well prepared salmon, but I do like me some salmon. I like tuna too. Really like tuna. Tuffets turned cooler. I don't know what that means. Yeah, salmon's good. I'm back in the gym. I think you guys all saw my picture on Facebook and Instagram. I was in kind of a micro slump recently, and I think I talked about this last week or the week before, dealing with both a shoulder and a foot injury. I'm just kind of working through them. I mean, the pain is still there a little bit, but at the same time, I'm like, I can't lose all of this progress that I made, like over the course of a year last year. And I mean, I have lost a lot of progress. Like look how small my arm is. Look at that. That's pathetic. Like, I used to actually have guns, and I was so proud of it. And then you get out of it for just a couple of months, and you lose it so quick. So I'm running back up that hill, slowly but surely. So one step at a time. Sushi. Yeah, I like sushi. Don't like tuna, though, huh? That's too bad. And yes, Don, get to the gym. That might help you out of your slump. It helps me for sure. Like, and sometimes the hardest part is just forcing yourself to walk through that door and start doing your first exercise. But once you do, like, you get into it. That's how it was today with me and my son when we got in. It's the first day we'd gone into that gym in, yeah, like 2 months, I think. And I hate it too because there's so many fucking meatheads in there. These guys that are just like, "Grr!" And you know, you got dinky old little me and my 16-year-old son, and we're just like, okay, we'll just put 35 pounds on the bench press bar and just do that. Well, these guys are putting like fucking 545s on each side. They're like, "Grr!" So get to feel nice and insecure about myself in front of all these fucking dudes. But yeah, no, it was good. We got in, we got through the door, we started our first exercise, and we just got right back into the flow, and it was great. So that's the thing, man. You just got to get back into the flow. It sucks, Tom. I feel for you, man. I mean, are there like alternate exercises you can do, different things you can do that aren't affected by that? I'm not gonna lie, not 100% sure exactly what gout is. Kind of afraid to ask. Do are there no meatheads in Idaho, Tom? Is that Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm actually working on a home gym right now, Don. I bought the Bowflex, the adjustable dumbbells. I bought those. I bought an adjustable bench. I've already got like a crunch bench, and now I just need to find like a bench press that I can do, like incline, decline, and normal bench presses, and then I'll be ready to go. Too lazy / busy to walk downstairs. You kind of don't have an excuse at that point. Not gonna lie. So, what else is going on with me? Trying to think. Oh, I've been playing a lot of Magic the Gathering again. Coworker and I have been playing a lot, pretty much every day at lunch. I stopped playing Magic for several years. I've done it like many times since the game's inception. Like, I started playing back when it was fairly new, back in like '94, and I played it off and on over the years. And then I started playing really hardcore in 2011, because that's when I first started podcasting. Was when I did my Magic podcast, and did that for several years. Played like on the competitive scene, went to Grand Prix, Pro Tour qualifiers, things like that. And then I eventually when I got my new job, moved over to this podcast. I kind of like let the Magic thing die for a while because it's expensive too. Like, if you actually want to be competitive, it costs a lot of fucking money. So, I let it go. But then I found out this coworker of mine plays Magic, and he and I have been playing at lunch every day, and we're playing like this real casual format. So you don't have to like invest a lot of money in it, but we've been doing that a lot. So I've been kind of dipping my toes back in Magic, and then I started playing Magic Arena on my computer, which is kind of like their version of Hearthstone, which I was playing pretty fucking hardcore for a while. But now I'm playing Magic Arena, and it's a lot of fun. I've put a whopping $5 into it, so I'm mostly free to play, even though I'm hitting a wall of like harder decks that I'm fighting against. You got to be the coolest Master Sergeant. I'm actually a senior Master Sergeant now, Tom. Thank you. Playing Magic the Gathering. I don't know if coolest is the right word, because even though I'm in a squadron full of cybersecurity nerds, like, I get made fun of when me and my coworker are playing Magic at lunch. It's actually pretty funny. Like, some other nerds calling fucking us nerds. It's, oh, the irony. Letterkenny. Letterkenny, that sounds so familiar. Letterkenny. Maybe? God, I'd have to, like, refresh my memory, but it sounds really familiar. Oh, shit. Oh my god, we've been doing this for like a half an hour already. Yeah. I'm actually going to have to close this up soon because I still have a couple things I have to do before I start getting ready for bed and take my pill. To be continued on the Letterkenny, but yeah, it's been good bullshitting with you guys. You know, keep your heads up. I know. Oh, you've been telling me to watch it. All right, maybe that's why it sounds so familiar. But yeah, keep your heads up. You know, we all go through shit times, and trust me, I feel for you when you do. Like, I've been there. I know exactly what it's like, and it's one of those things where no matter how many people are supporting you, no matter, you know, how good somebody's trying to explain to you that your life is and that you shouldn't be down, your mind won't let you see that, and it's frustrating, and I get it. Um, but just know you have a good support system here, and um, oh, speaking of Hulu, did we talk about the combined Hulu and Disney Plus subscriptions last week? If we didn't, we'll talk about it tomorrow. But yes, may the force be with you all. This was a fun chat. We should do this more often. Until then, we'll see you guys tomorrow night. Peace.